Alright, I guess we got a quorum, so we'll open up this meeting. And first on the agenda, let's make any additions or changes to the agenda. We do have 3 bullet points.
Well, the middle one is just for executive discussion. Yeah.
Okay, so that's part of the 6:30?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then really it's just to talk about the sheriff contract and the rec requested items.
Remember, she was in a few weeks ago and she had a list of items that she wanted to get ordered. Her room is almost ready over there. Not that we're almost ready to go over there, but her room is almost ready. So she was wondering if she could get some of the stuff ordered.
So discussion with the rec items. I'll need a motion to add those.
I'll move. I'll second.
Peter made the motion, Phil seconded the motion. Add those 2 items. Any more discussion? If having none, all those in favor of adding those items, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say nay. Unanimous ayes. Motion has passed. So moving right along, we'll go right to the public comment section. I see we have a couple in attendance.
Yes. You probably shouldn't let me go down around the armory. I get down there and I get ideas.
Yeah, okay.
But, so, yeah, we've gotten to the point this year, if you don't know, we put our liner down and we've got water. And right now, quite a bit of water, so if we can get some
I should say for the camera, this is David Triarn, David and Sally Triarn.
cold weather, we'll have some ice. But anyway, that's not the reason I wanted to stop today. I'm still thinking about the sign out front. And the 2 of us are gonna have some, probably, I won't say free time, but downtime in the near future. And we would like to volunteer to go chasing for grants and see if we can get some money to put toward a sign. So I've done a little bit of research, not much, but a little bit, and I called Northern Borders Regional Commission. I talked to a lady there named Christy Farmer, and I think she's the manager of the Vermont section of Northern Borders. I did talk to her long, but it seemed to me like a very positive discussion, and I think we're gonna talk again, and hopefully she can give us some recommendations on, point us in the right direction on where to go, where to look for money.
Okay.
So that's one thing. That's the first thing I wanted to mention. The second thing is, if we do that and we find a grant that will work and put in an application for that, it would be nice to have something to back it up with. So I know that you're fast approaching your new budget season.
Yep.
And I wonder if you might consider putting in a line item for maybe 18,000 for a sign down.
We can definitely look at it. We'll go through our budgets there and we'll see what we have. I know there's a lot of stuff that's going to be carried over that didn't happen this year, so it'll probably be late January.
Yeah. For the general fund.
Yeah.
It would be rather discouraging to go out and get a grant, like maybe for a 50-50 match, and I don't know if it would be that good, but maybe. And then, come find out that we as a town don't have money to kick into it.
Were you still thinking to have it at the armory?
Yeah.
I think that's very visible.
I think that's the best place.
Yep.
For sure.
I do too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's heavily traveled.
Especially now with the speed
And you've
bumps.
got,
More traffic up the street.
I think it's a great spot. I just want to show you. I don't think you've seen this, but I've been thinking about a base for such a thing. We look at high gates and that sort of. sort of stuff. But this is one that I don't know if you've seen, but maybe not. That's Newport Hospital.
Oh, that's very attractive.
It's very clean.
Yeah.
That's all fake.
Oh,
That's not real
oh,
stone.
it looks like real.
Oh.
So it's just around like
Very
a wooden
attractive.
post or something?
Yeah.
I had to actually stop and go over there and touch that.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure if it was real or not.
Yeah.
But I think it looks pretty decent.
Yeah.
Just doesn't have some good posts underneath it of some sort.
I think the part of the steel that hold the sign up would have to go down to some concrete.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think 15, this is usually stuff that doesn't come out of my mouth, 15 is enough with the projected cost of it last year being close to 50?
It was close to 30.
But with the base and electricity and all that?
Yeah. Well, you know, if you want to, put a line item in for more. I mean, if we use it, we use it. If we don't.
Okay.
The other thing is, I think when we get into this, just from talking with the woman at Northern Borders, she had a couple of questions for me. One in particular that I couldn't answer, and maybe you probably can't either, but she said, when are you going to be there? When are you going to occupy the building?
Next summer.
If,
I would think in the next 6 months.
yeah, okay, that's good. Because I think if and when we do an application, we're gonna have to say something to that effect.
Yeah.
We could be in there sooner, but there's so much stuff in the big room that, you know, and that stuff's, the stuff that's up in the air from the highway department, that's, we probably could still open, but the big room's, there's a lot of stuff in there. The panels, the wood itself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not, I guess I wouldn't bother, but. Be nice
Might
if
go to the fire
we
marshal.
could, right, exactly, be nice if we could have get that cleaned up and get it taken care of. Nobody's in
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I did talk to Joey on some of that stuff.
Of course, the other reason for asking for this is if when we do the application, if we can say, a lot of them, they always ask, do you have other funding opportunities,
Yeah.
So, if I have to say, no, we have nothing else, that's maybe not so good.
Right. They would look
We've done-
more like, at least you're trying.
We've done 3 for the Masonic Hall through historic preservation, and that's all been positive. We've gotten 3 grants over there. I mean, we're not grant writers, but we certainly give it a try.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. But I know definitely we talked about it last year. We figured we were going to be going into the building this coming year, so I thought that line would work more in line there. And coming into budget season, we should be able to try to get that item in there so we can move forward with something.
Sounds good. Paul, thank you.
All right, thank you.
We'll get out of here.
Yeah, stay safe on them roads. Water's starting to go over.
We decided not to come northeast for.
Yeah, don't go that, it's closed.
Yeah, it's close.
What's that?
It is.
It's closed now.
It is.
Bridge
Oh,
is
it is
Larry
closed.
was-
Okay, we went the other way.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Have a good evening.
Have a nice Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Bye,
guys.
Merry Christmas.
All right, seeing that's it for the public comment section. We'll table the minutes for right now, and we'll go on to the next bullet item, which is our ambulance director. Policy applications, updates, and budgets, whole list.
I apologize, I don't have any fancy agendas tonight.
Don't apologize. No need for it.
I'm pretty short and sweet tonight.
How are you, Sam?
I'm good, how are you?
Thank you.
You got the beard going, you ready for Christmas?
Well,
Lazy. Once you shave it, you gotta keep
I
it trimmed
know.
up and it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Good week. So tonight I just want to start with, I have one application to present to you guys. He's an AEMT, just received his AEMT license from Bakersfield. He's part of Bakersfield First Response, and he's interested to affiliate with our service and kind of learn from us at the ALS provider level. He's somebody we're familiar with, we've worked with him in the past. Robert Willie, I'm not sure if you guys know that.
Oh, yeah.
You know Robert.
Yes, okay. I'm familiar
I do,
with him, I
anyway.
worked with him at the hospital. He's diving himself into the medical field right now. He's not really sure what kind of route he wants to go with the medical field, but he does want to expand his EMS experience. And he kind of wants to learn from us and kind of grow his knowledge with EMS. He said he's available to work weekends and help us out on days that we have needs, which is super helpful, especially being an ALS provider. So we had a good conversation. He's got a good plan going forward. Somebody that I'm interested to have here. He could be a good asset to us. I just want to present it to you. I have his application here. I'm sorry I don't have any copies, but I just can read it if you want.
Yeah. I pretty much know him pretty well.
Yeah.
He lives right in the village, right?
Yes, Bakersfield.
Yeah, Egypt Road.
Yeah. Yeah. Right up by the lawyer sawmill.
My pocket.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. For a second, I was like, yeah. I was like, what?
I tried ordering those on Amazon. They're all sold out.
Oh, I have like 17 at home. What? Okay, that's fine. I was just. Yeah, I was just. Didn't.
Yeah, she is on there.
The pot's probably gonna be out for 6, 10, 12 months.
Yeah, so I've been in contact with him every day. He's in good spirits right now. He had his surgery on Friday, and surgery went well. He's now at home to follow up and do PT, but it's a long way ahead.
Yeah, I had an employee that had the same injury, and it took him about a year to get fully recovered.
It's one of those things, it's not a common injury.
No, it's a big
It's
muscle.
pretty rare. It is. But yeah. Yeah, he said you were there. He's down in your area.
I wasn't quite there when it happened. My other guys, we thought it was broken leg because they all heard it snap,
Yeah.
popped.
Yeah, that's kind of what we all thought too.
And they're like, okay, we got one new guy and a bunch of greenhorns out here in the field.
That's it, y'all come.
And Dylan showed up and fire trucks and I went up the hill to watch traffic because the road was pretty bad
Yeah.
for a
Oh,
little
yeah.
while.
Yeah, he's in good spirits. I've been working with Vermont Workers' Comp and all that stuff, and they've been very helpful. They're all thankful. And we told them that any support we can give him and his wife or family, we're here for them.
Yeah.
Stacking wood, I told him to call me, I'll come stack wood. Or,
Oh, he burns wood.
yeah, that's his primary need is wood.
Oh, wow.
Do they have a secondary?
Heat source, not that I'm aware of. But I guess they have 2 high school boys that live next to them, and they've been over there every day helping them out.
So I'll entertain a motion on that applicant.
I'll move that we accept the application for Robert Willie.
I'll second.
Peter made a motion, Phil seconded a motion to accept Robert Willie's application for employment for the ambulance. Any more discussion? If having none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say nay. And as ayes, applicant is approved.
And we'll contact him both fine. So yeah, thank you BJ for giving me the card. So I'm gonna contact the crews and we're gonna sign this and then get this to Pat. So, get well soon. And like I said, we're doing everything we can. Whatever his family needs, we're there to help him. So he's been very grateful with that. Updates on the ambulances. The 17s had a little bit of work done. It went to Coast Road Repair and it had a U-joint that was going on it. So they replaced the U-joint. I believe it was on the drivetrain. But he also found 2 springs. Springs? No. Leaf springs.
Leaf springs, yeah.
Yeah, 2 leaf springs that were broke. And the bushings up in the front of the truck were bad as well, so it's going in on Thursday to get those replaced. And that should be it for that truck for the year. The 22's been good. We haven't had any issues with that. There is a recall that Ford just put out for a sensor. So we're working with New Car, the dealership, to get that sensor replaced. But nothing urgent. It's like an emissions sensor. Aside from that, ambulances.
Jackie's come in yet?
They are not in yet. We're hopeful. She said she was hopeful to get them in before Christmas, but it's tight because everybody's put their order in. So she's like, she put us on a priority to try and get them done.
Yeah.
But she said it's gonna be tight. So I'm calling her tomorrow just to get an update and see where they are.
Good.
Actually, the cost of the uniforms were a lot cheaper than I anticipated. So I was expecting $100 per job shirt, and she actually brought the quote down to $55 per job shirt. So,
Where'd you go to John?
no, it was actually Grizzly Graphics.
Grizzlies.
Yep.
Yeah. That John.
Not John.
Yep.
One of the Johns.
But so far they've treated us really well. Can't complain about them. We'll see when the product comes in. So it should be in soon. I've been in contact with Burlington Communications as well. They're planning to come up in the next 2 weeks and replace that antenna up on the pole. So I talked to Mark. Mark's okay with us using the ladder truck. He's gonna have one of his fire guys come in and do the ladder truck so they can replace that. So that should be done in the next couple of weeks. Aside from that, that's it maintenance-wise.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I just had a couple policies to go over with you guys. Budget season is coming up, so my next select board meeting with you, I'll have, that's what I'm in the middle of right now, I'll have all the numbers for expense for the year and what we're projected for income for this year.
Yeah, we're gonna bypass the first Monday of January, seeing it's on New Year's, and
New Year's Day.
but we'll be meeting every Monday after that,
Okay.
until the budget's set.
So it'll be the next Monday after that one, or 2 weeks after that.
Whichever you, it would be easier for us, I think, if you did the first one, that's gonna be the
7.
8.
8.
Okay. So I'll have that all together for you guys. We are on a record year this year. We're gonna reach the 1,200 call mark. We're currently at 1,187 right now. And we've still got 2 weeks left in December, so we're gonna hit the 1,200 mark. Which is good for the service. It's been busy. It's been very busy.
Yeah, probably Sundays and Mondays with the rain, snowstorms the last 3-4 weeks is probably a higher tendency of accidents.
Yeah, there's been quite a few actually.
You had to go to Richford quick at the time, since they're down already.
Yeah, so that's Unit 2's really come and help with that.
Yeah.
Doing their calls that they needed us there for, and they're appreciative of it. I am sending a note to Joey Randall and Andy Pond, whose Pat was very appreciative. They helped take care of him while our crew was taking the patient from that accident to the hospital, so he was happy with the care they provided. So I'm going to send him a thank you letter.
There's actually a piece on TV there that's kind of trying to give ambulances a black eye for the billing process. It was actually national, and it was, I think it was $972. And it's like, they don't understand the process, but they're putting it all out there, and nobody explained on this telecast, so everybody's just thinking, oh, all the ambulances everywhere are doing these stupid, high expensive calls that are averaging $1,000, and it's like, I wish there was a way on national television to explain the whole process to them and say, hey, do you want the care, and
It's just that-
this is what,
Yeah.
this is the cost of it, and,
Yeah, and I mean, sure.
cause they keep saying it's out of network.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was their big thing.
yeah. Yeah, and what a lot of people don't know is we send a bill, we get the insurance reimbursement, but insurance is lucky to cover 50% of ambulance costs, and then the rest, is a write-off, and
There really
it's
isn't
expensive.
anything that covers 100%. I mean, any call you
Blue
bill for,
Cross
there
is
is no
really the only
100%.
one. Yeah, Blue Cross is really the only one that does get coverage on
And they have to understand, it's a level of care. You can hire anybody to get you to the hospital. They are not gonna care for you unless they're qualified. And you're paying for those qualifications. I mean, it doesn't come cheap, it's just like any other profession. It's terrible for people to story like that without really.
But that's the thing, we all understand it, and then it gets put out on national TV, the other side of it, but no explanation at all about why these costs are where they are, and
it. Right. Yeah.
I'm
and
sure
I mean,
there's a lot of ambulance,
there's
directors
a whole-
may have watched this show and they're like, ah.
And there's a whole game to it. I mean, we're a municipal side of the EMS service, but then you have for-profit agencies that are much higher than we are, or even some not-for-profits. I mean, yeah, I saw that story, and there was a discretion between, because they received care from one ambulance service and then received from another care from another ambulance service,
Yeah,
and there was two completely separate bill. One was much higher than the other, and it's just one of those. Yeah.
yeah. I'm not gonna get off track too much, but I thought it was a little relevant to budgets.
Yes, it's that time of year. Yeah, that's my updates for that until our next meeting when I have all the budget numbers for you guys
Okay.
to present to you.
So with policy, is that okay to be an open meeting, or do you need that to go into executive?
Probably executive,
So we're at that point,
yeah. Doesn't matter if you guys are good.
All right.
Unless you guys got questions for me.
so I move that, we go into executive session.
I'll second.
Motion by Pierre and seconded by Phil to go into executive session and talk about policy, ambulance policy. Any more discussion? Having none, those in favor, go into executive, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Unanimous ayes, we go into executive session approximately 6:26. We came out of executive approximately 6:47 and no action was taken per executive section. Move on. We go back, we have the December 4th minute meetings to approve. So we can review them, proceed.
So the only thing I've got on that, just to highlight it, on the Tim Hayes and Marguerite situation, it's based on the salt shed project, just so that people know. And then on Von Como is to, I'll just throw this one out, because he's a town lawyer.
One of them.
No, but
Yep.
as a reference,
Oh, yes, it should have said attorney, I'm sorry.
or attorney or something, it just, I mean, that's the only two
It said
things.
tax sale attorney, but yes, I can clarify that.
Otherwise, anybody could be a tax salesperson.
Not everybody can be a tax sale attorney. It says attorney.
Right.
Motion to approve attorney Von Como as a sales tax attorney,
Well, I don't know, I just,
lawyer, or something like that.
Motion to have Von, the town's lawyer, Von Como, act as a tax sale attorney.
Bingo.
Is that better?
I knew you were catching what I was laying down. Other than that,
I'll move to approve the minutes from last meeting, December 4th.
I'll second.
So Phil made a motion to approve the minutes with the changes that Pierre had mentioned. Salt shed and the lawyer. Pierre seconded that motion. Any more discussion? If having none, all those Want to approve December 4th minutes, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Unanimous ayes and minutes have been approved. For December 4th, okay. There's discussion from the fire chief asking for leftover funds to go to the truck replacement. I think we usually discuss that during budget time and allow it, I think.
Right, he prefers to do it now, so cause he would use it rather than lose it. So, if it's not guaranteed that it's gonna do that, he's gonna use it on the contracts.
How much are we looking at though?
I think around the same amount. I haven't finished their stuff at the end of the year because we've been on payroll for the last time their payroll is always the last Monday, the last day of the month. And their payroll was a little bit over because we gave them quite a bump hourly from minimum wage to $15 an hour. But roughly 25,000 on top of the 15,000 that they put in their budget to go in there, so it's on top of it, so roughly 25,000. But it's like, that's about average.
Already there, might as well roll it over.
Well,
No?
yeah, we'll do it this time. No, we should look at it because we don't have that many ambulance service.
What's that?
Yeah,
No.
I'll move.
I'll second.
So Pierre made a motion, Phil seconded a motion to allow leftover funds from the fire department to be rolled over into the truck replacement for the fire department. Any more discussion? If have none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Unanimous ayes, motion's been passed. Rolling right along here. Per this time, we have not received a new sheriff contract, as he said we were going to be getting something, looking forward to the next contract, as ours runs out July 1st, and we kind of need to know what our direction is going to be. He's been on the news quite a bit lately. Yeah, actually, he's been decertified,
It's been decertified, and I thought,
but he still can
You can do the administrative.
do the
yeah, you
administrative
know,
section.
any layperson can be a sheriff and do administrative stuff. You don't actually have to have
Law
that
enforcement.
ability. I mean, it's definitely handy to be in the know about it. But I thought, my understanding was they would have a decision on the impeachment by now. I haven't seen anything in the headlines, or just contacted us about that, so I'm not sure where that stands. But I thought it was last Monday they were voting on it, or maybe it was today. Probably most of them left on New Year today anyway with the
Well,
flooding.
the floods, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's actually, just before I got here, the governor was on, because a lot of these hard hit places with the floods from the summers,
Very Montpelier, all
getting
over.
hammered again right now as we speak. So,
So I can reach out to Vaughn, because I think he has a number of contacts in the judicial bureau that can maybe be able to find out if they have it. I don't know why he would contact us. I mean, we need to know everything there is to know
Yep.
about the situation
Right.
going forward.
so right now, he was discussing, we didn't wanna redo the contract, so what's going on right now, we pay, and then he sends it back for whatever services he did not apply for.
So since the incidences at the beginning of the year in January and February, when we were paying monthly, a set amount, and we discovered there were no covered hours,
Yeah.
we had that credit, and they sent us the credit. From that point going forward, he only sent us a bill for hours worked, not the flat invoice that we were used to doing. And fairly small bills compared to what we were looking at, close to $14,000 every month. We haven't had to pay that because typically in any given week, we haven't seen more than 3 days in a long time. And they're typically mostly days. So with the exception of the parade, that was a little extra. It was $296 for them to do the night shift for the parade. Make sure they didn't have lots of business. And that will be in the next batch of, because I just came
Warrants?
today. Yeah, that'll be in the next batch warrants. But we're only getting billed for actual
Yeah.
hours worked.
I
So
see- I see- I
that
see.
is-
We keep it that way.
That is a good thing, because
Yep.
we're not guessing anymore. And
It's gonna be
we
hard to
have-
do a budget for next year when we don't, well, we already know half the year is gonna be the similar coverage we're getting right now. And maybe by July 1st, we're gonna go back to the full coverage, and what's that dollar amount?
And the contract that he wanted us to sign wasn't anything concrete, that's all it said was, they're going to cover us as they have people do, which is what they're doing. Our other contract was holding them to their feet to the fire for 40 hours. Either way, he's still going to do
What do you, yeah.
what they can, because they have other towns that they signed on, and they're, you know, how you said, how come you did Sheldon? And he explained it doesn't make us feel any more warm and fuzzy, because I didn't help us out, that took maybe 10 hours a day, 8 hours a day away from us. Or maybe that person would have been here instead. And we have a lot of problems in this village. And even if things improve in July, I mean, I see the problems, I mean, we all live with social care outside of the village limits, and we have problems out there too, we all know it. And I don't know, even if they are able to do this for 40 hours a week in July, if 40 hours is enough. And I don't know, it's almost like they would need 40 hours concentrated in the village, because it's gotten so bad.
Yeah,
So I don't know
we
if
may
it's a
want,
thing.
we may wanna visit with the trustees and see their point, because it's their, you know, going forward, the contract's gonna be done. But if this is all the hours we got, are we better off just to keep it all right here in the village?
Well, that's what I was wondering, like.
It's not
how-
fair on the general fund right now.
Right. Well, that's why I wondered
But-
if you could do a contract where it was 50-50, like it should, like typically it should be 50-50, like 50% out, 50% in. If they need more time, maybe they'll have to look into having the village pay for themselves, you know, like you have discussed in the past.
Right,
You've stressed that time and time again, maybe you need to.
when
do
the
a
SRO is
contract of-
available, they should have snagged
Yes.
those hours.
It might be something that you wanna have that conversation with them and say, hey, if you can sign on like Sheldon did and get your own extra hours, your own day, your own 8 to 10 hours, that's something you maybe wanna consider, because it's a separate contract, and maybe it'll be looked upon favorably.
Yeah, but with something, but with something like this, I mean, if we go through, even though we're doing, you know, hours at an expense, at least for budget, if we put in for, I mean, I'm just throwing a figure out of what, I think it's 160,000. Then, I mean, 160, yeah, 160.
That's about roughly what a year's
Yeah.
costing us right
Yeah.
now.
I mean-
Well, it would have, I mean.
But-
It would have.
But that was for
But-
5 days coverage, and I think where we're hearing is we need to go to back to 7 days coverage, so we're gonna be talking 180.
And
But
just,
you're not gonna have to budget that much, because the first 6 months, they can only cover what
Right,
they're covering now.
but at least we're able to use that figure to work with. And if it comes under, then that's what it is. And if it's over, because even though you suggest that
Well,
the village do a different approach,
I'm not saying do a different approach, I'm saying they may wanna consider trying to buy some of their own specific time where they don't have to share it with us. Meaning outside of the limits.
right? But at the same time, it would be one of those of,
And I'm not trying to put them on the hook for anything, I'm just saying, if they want it more concentrated than it, because we need it outside.
Well, we need
the
it-
limits too.
Right.
yes, but say that it's, I'm just throwing a figure out, say it's costing us $30 an hour, okay? In the general fund. And the village goes through, and say, yeah, we'll come in and we'll do it for $50 an hour. Well, where would you go if I was the sheriff? I wouldn't go to I wouldn't go to the general fund one. I would go to the village because I'm making more an hour. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm not saying for us.
Right.
I'm saying for us to both have a contract.
Right.
And then they would be obligated to do
Right.
both.
But I'm just
trying to think of the way we could get more coverage than less, because,
I know.
I mean, you and I talked last week, the vantage point was an issue.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I think now, I mean, we're all gathering information, but I mean, what we talked about earlier in the fall, we're still exploring those things.
Yeah.
So, in fact, Jesse has a meeting, I think, this week with that person that we were discussing.
More information to come. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we have some discussion for the order request for Margot for the rack. Can Margot order the requested items that we had told her to table at the time?
Right,
Right.
right.
Now that the floor is done,
Her floor is in,
the rec floor
in
is
her work.
so if there's room for it, I mean.
Yeah, there's plenty of room, she just wanted to try to get this stuff going and get it set up, so that there's one less thing, since she has the money in the budget.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
get it,
Yeah,
get it started.
yeah,
Very anxious.
I don't see a problem with it, it's in the budget, we budgeted for it, and if we don't use it now, we're gonna have to just kick this money for her, but if she can start buying it now, I may as well put it on this year's taxes.
And we are
Budget.
looking at, there's always a surplus stuff for the state of Vermont. They have surplus stuff, so if they have cubbies and lockers and things like that, and desks, we'll save money and get them where we can.
Yeah.
Cheaper, stuff like that. Some of these things were just like the Keurigs and the balls and the games and stuff, that's not anything that you can buy like that, so.
I'll move.
I'll second.
So Phil made a motion, and Peter seconded a motion to allow Margot, the rec department, to go ahead with their order request for the items we asked to be tabled a few meetings ago, now that the rec floor is done in the armory. And we can go ahead and get those items going now. Any more discussion? If having none, all those in favor of approving signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Yeah.
All those opposed, say nay. Unanimous ayes.
There's only one of us.
That should be good to go. All right. I think we're down to, we need to have an executive session. And the warrants.
I'll move into executive.
I'll second.
Motion by Pierre and seconded by Phil to go into executive session. Discuss contracts. Any more discussion? Have none. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, say nay. Unanimous ayes, and approximately 7:07, we're going into executive session.